Right now at 6, we are continuing to track winter weather impacting you. Here's a live look over Rome, Georgia. Look at those flurries flying there. That, of course, Floyd County. Other counties already seeing some light flurries this evening, and the roads are wet. That's expected to include parts of the Atlanta area at some point as well.
And our 11Alive Storm Tracker team is watching every development with this advisory around Metro Atlanta and into the northern counties as well. We begin with getting an update from our chief meteorologist, Chris Holcomb. Chris?
This is that band of snow that we were tracking last night that is approaching our area. We've been watching this all day. Now it is over North and West Georgia, and it is getting closer and closer to the Atlanta area. Now in Atlanta, our temperatures here are still in the 40s. We're going to be falling, though, very quickly tonight, and as those temperatures fall, this is going to change over to some snow flurries even here in our area, too. On the north side, more of that snow is falling. It's a broken area of snow that's moving through, so nothing particularly heavy coming down right now. We've got a little burst of heavier snow flurry activity over there in parts of Paulding County, also into Polk County, and into areas of Haralson County, too. This is going to be sliding our way tonight, so just look for an increase in our snow coverage as we go through the rest of the nighttime hours. This is how it looks in Rome right now, where you can see some of those blowing flurries. The thing I want you to see, though, is look at that wet road. As temperatures are falling, anything that is wet out there is going to be turning slick as we go through the evening hours. Here's a look at some of those amounts that we could be expecting here with snow. Higher amounts in northwest Georgia. In metro Atlanta, I still think that we'll get less than an inch here, but some of those higher amounts to the west and even south and west of the city, we might see some isolated spots that pick up more than an inch of snow. Meteorologist Samantha Moore joins us right now in the Storm Tracker Thunder Truck. Sam, you guys have been tracking this snow as it's moving into northwest Georgia.
Yeah, we have it. And as you look at the hood of the Thunder Truck, you can see that we do have a little coating of snowflakes, but the roadways, we haven't really seen it sticking here except for right along the edges of the roadways there on the shoulder. You can see a little accumulation, and as we take a look from the dome camera to the north of us, you can see we do have, or to the west of us, you can see a little accumulations on the grassy areas there where temperatures are in the mid to upper 20s outside here. We're just north of Adairsville, heading south on 75, and you can see the roadways are shiny and wet. So as those temperatures drop tonight, that's going to be a major concern on the untreated roads, where we could see some slick spots forming easily with these temperatures just dropping like a rock tonight, Chris.
Yeah, and Sam, you're going to think this is really interesting here when you take a look at these temperatures around our area right now. In Atlanta, we're still in the 40s at 47 degrees, but go up to Marietta, you drop to 40. Canton is 33, and then Dalton is 26. So that cold air that is below freezing right now is going to continue sliding our way tonight. And as that does that, the wind is going to start kicking up. We have a wind chill advisory in effect with dangerous wind chills overnight and into tomorrow morning. With those winds whipping up, temperatures in the teens, wind chills will be between 0 and 10 below zero. Frostbite can develop in less than 30 minutes with conditions like that. Stay with us. We'll talk about some of the slick travel potential that we have tonight and in the morning coming up.
See you in a few minutes. Thank you. A big factor will be the cold, potentially dangerous in some cases. Christy Etheridge live in Midtown with how the freezing temperatures can quickly impact your body and how you feel.
That's right, Jeff. Everybody who's been out in the cold recognizes this pose, the hunched over shoulders, the hands in the pockets close to your body, trying to stay warm. It's like a natural instinct trying to keep that heat in, but there's actually a scientific reason why we do this. Our meteorologist, Chesley McNeil, explains.
The blood will leave your extremities first, trying to preserve your vital organs, which is why we typically will hold our fingers and our hands close to our core. You kind of bundle yourself up because that's where all your heat is.
Now, on the flip side, you actually burn more calories because it takes more energy to keep your body warm in these cold temperatures. Unfortunately, it's not enough to include in your diet plan. But what about this? Have you ever gone back inside and it actually hurt to warm up your hands? Well, there's a reason for this, too. Take a listen.
That's the blood rushing back to your fingertips, which is why we turn red, some of us, because the blood is rushing back to your skin quickly. Once your body warm up, so you get flushed.
And we all know to put on our winter coats, jackets, scarves, hats, things like that when it's cold outside. But did you know that sunglasses could actually be your best winter accessory because the cold can affect your vision?
The most damaged organ, I'd say, in cold weather is your eyes. Because your eyes dry out, your corneas are damaged, so you start to see blurry vision, that kind of thing. And if you're out too long, it can freeze.
And when the winds kick up, it drops your body temperature even more. And since we're expecting wind gusts from 20 to 30 miles per hour tomorrow, that's going to be a big factor. And in those conditions, like Chris said, frostbite can set in within 30 minutes. In Atlanta, Christy Etheridge, 11Alive News.
As James Taylor once intoned long ago, when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. We'll continue to alert you with the latest forecast and school closings. You can get updates directly to your phone by downloading the 11Alive News app. It's free in the App Store. It is cold.
New at 6, people are reacting to this video circulating online and say they are appalled and embarrassed by what they're hearing. We're told the teenagers in the video are high school cheerleaders from Paulding County. One of them uses the N-word. More than 63,000 people have seen this video, and we sent our Naima Abdullahi to find out what the school is going to do about it.
They didn't give us napkins.
North Paulding High School students say they were shocked to see the school trending for all the wrong reasons online.
I didn't think it actually came from our school. I really did think it was just some random video out on Twitter, but then I started realizing a lot of North people commenting on it, so then I did realize, it came from our school.
You can hear a racial slur being used in this video, and the girls have been identified as North Paulding High School cheerleaders, according to several students. We reached out to the school district, and they tell us the district, quote, does not condone any type of discrimination. The social media post continues to gain thousands of views online, with so many comments with disappointment, making people wonder exactly how serious is the school district taking this. The Paulding County School District says, quote, our initial investigation indicates the video in question was not recorded on school property. We will continue our internal investigation and will take appropriate action as warranted, end quote. Students tell me the post was alarming.
And I just don't think it was right to say that just because of all the racism that goes on nowadays.
They're hoping this can be a lesson to be careful what you say. Naima Abdullahi, 11Alive News.
A former Atlanta city official will spend more than 2 years in jail for his involvement in the bribery scandal at City Hall. Today in federal court, former Chief Procurement Officer Adam Smith sentenced to 27 months in jail. Smith pleaded guilty last year to accepting money from an unnamed city contractor in exchange for influencing construction projects. At his sentencing, Smith's lawyers said he took more than $44,000 over 2 years. Smith recorded conversations with other people involved in the bribery scandal and then turned them over to the FBI. He is the third person to be sentenced in this investigation.
Tonight, CDC officials say there is really no hiding from the flu. They're seeing widespread activity across the United States, including here in Georgia. Joe Henke talked with CDC doctors about why this season feels more severe. Joe?
Well, Cheryl, doctors' visits for the flu are up right now, according to the CDC, and what it comes down to is the specific strain of the virus attacking many people. It's called H3N2. This form of the virus is especially vicious among children in the 65-plus crowd.
During an emergency meeting on the public health response to the flu today, CDC officials discussed the latest reports they have received from across the country.
Unfortunately, this year's influenza season is proving particularly difficult.
Every state except Hawaii is being hit hard by the flu. The primary strain of the virus people are catching is H3N2.
This virus causes more hospitalizations, more illnesses, tends to be more severe in the very old and the very young.
CDC officials say this year's flu vaccine is appearing to be as effective as last year's. If you have not got the shot, the CDC says it is not too late and it is still their #1 recommended defense. A high number of H3N2 cases, though, is what is leading to more doctor visits and an increased demand for antiviral medicine. The CDC reports there are shortages for antiviral, but doctors say it is spotty. If you shop at the pharmacy chain and your usual location is out, you should be able to ask them to check their other stores.
Otherwise, you might have to go to a different pharmacy. And we realize that you may have to go to more than one pharmacy. And hopefully the shortage is temporary and it'll be resolved and people won't continue to have this problem.
The CDC is currently working with antiviral suppliers to direct stock to empty shelves.
We have also learned the CDC believes we are in or very close to the peak for this flu season, so the hope is the number of flu cases will soon start to drop off. We still have 12 to 13 weeks left, though, until the end of the flu season. Back to you.
That seems like a long time away. Thank you, Joe. Fans forced to wait hours to get into the national championship game last week, and now it is under investigation. Coming up after the break, why the state is raising questions over the agency brought in to handle security at the game.